Hello everyone, welcome to JCE Connect. So, in this particular session, we'll start with Module 5 that includes highway drainage system and highway economics. Right? So, first concept generally what it mean by highway drainage. So, this particular highway drainage that consists of removing or controlling the surface water, whatever the rainwater which will come on that particular pavement layer, so that surface water and subsurface water that away from the road surface and the subgrade with whatever which is supporting it. So here whatever the rainwater which will just fall on this particular surface, so that time it is going to be percolate in the different layers, and in some cases it is going to be damage that entire pavement layers. So to avoid that consequences, we need to provide a proper drainage system, right? So this is a part of the rainwater that flows on the ground or the road surface. So while the other part of the road surface that percolates into the ground and reaches the groundwater table, and that rising its level. Okay, so even though by providing this proper drainage system, especially in the highway, so even though it is going to be increase that level of the groundwater, so that in the within the earth surface. Okay, so this is just the introduction part. So here these are the contents. So in this content, so first we'll study with highway drainage. So in this highway drainage, the significance and which are the main requirements in the highway drainage system, that one we will study. And then the surface drainage system and the how exactly we are going to design that surface drainage system, and we'll solve some problems there. And then the subsurface drainage system, and then design of filter materials, right? So here even though we will study this the subsurface drainage system, we are knowing about the different layers of the pavements, right? So for every layers we need to provide the proper drainage system so that it should not return with more water there, right? So we are going to design a certain layers with the proper drainage systems there. Okay, and then even though we need to include this different filter materials, so that helps in the uh, removing or avoiding the contaminated water which is going to be percolate in the groundwater. And then the types of cross drainage structures and their choice as well as the location. So here cross drainage system, in the sense it is just provided perpendicular to the road surfaces. Okay, so there how we are going to provide those cross drainage structures, and where exactly we need to provide that, so that is depends upon the survey what we are going to done at the initial stage of the road construction, right? So that time we'll come to know that where exactly we can provide that cross drainage system so that it should not interfere with the road surfaces, right? So that easily it can be drained off by providing certain drainage systems just below those road surfaces. Okay, so those all things we'll study there. And then highway economics. So in this highway economics we'll study with highway user benefits. So those who are using that particular highway, so which are the main benefits for them, so that is with respect to money, that is with respect to the growth. So many factors will get affect there, so we'll study one by one there. And VOC using that charts, so we'll solve some examples on that. And then the economic analysis, annual cost method, benefit, and then the cost ratio method. So again it includes that NPV and IRR methods, and even though we'll solve some problems there. Okay, and here the highway financing with BOT and boot concepts. So these are like especially these terms belongs to the economic part. So when the concept comes, we'll study one by one with respect to these words. Now the introduction part of this highway drainage system. So here the highway drainage, that is the process of removing and controlling the excess surface and subsoil water within the right of way. So obviously as we all know that in the rainy season and all the rainfall will be there, and then that whatever the rainfall will just fall on that particular road surfaces, so that is first going to be interfere with that top layer, that is subsurface layer and then a surface layer, and then within that again it goes to the base course, sub base course, and then at last it reaches to the subgrade, right? So here the movement of water, that is whatever the surface water will be there, and then after the rainwater might be some part of the water which may come and join to that particular road surfaces. So here not only with the rainwater, even though we can call it as the subsurface water also, right? So whatever that water which is going to be affect that right of the way, so that one we need to drain off, so that that particular system only we can call it as the surface drainage. So this particular drainage that includes interception and diversion of the water from the road surface as well as the subgrade. So here whatever the water is which is going to be interact with the road surfaces or else the different layers of the road surfaces, that one we need to avoid by providing this proper drainage systems, right? And here the second point, the removal and diversion of the surface water from the roadway and adjoining land, that is termed as the surface drainage. So here what they are telling, the removal as well as the diversion of the surface water, either we need to remove that whatever the water storing or water logging areas on the top layers, or else we need to provide a proper path to that, so that it should not be stagnant on a particular layers of the pavement, right? So that one we need to drain off from the roadway, and we can shift or we can divert that particular rainwater or that whatever the road which is going to be affect that different layers of the pavement. So that one we need to divert either by the adjoining field or by providing a proper drainage system. So that is depends upon that amount of the rainfall there. So that particular process we can call it as surface drainage. Okay, and here the diversion and removal of third point, that is diversion or removal of excess soil water from the subgrade, that is termed as the subsurface drainage. So here whatever the water which is collecting at the subgrade, right, so that is at the bottommost layer of the pavement, so in that case that water we need to drain off, because that particular layer, that is subgrade. So in some cases that if that groundwater level, if it rises, I mean the level of the water if it rises, even though which is going to be contact with the first bottommost layer, that is subgrade, right? So even though it is having chances of reacting with the groundwater table, so again if you have allowed this surface water or else the rainwater, so that time it will be difficult to monitor that subgrade layer, right? So to avoid that consequences, we need to provide the proper drainage systems for this subgrade too. Okay, because that is a bottommost layer, it is going to carry the entire load which is coming from that right of way, right? So initially it is going to be transferred from vehicle to the surface course, and then the base course, and then the sub base course, and then at last the subgrade, right? So it is going to be carry its own weight as well as the weight coming from the top layers, right? So we need to protect that one properly, such that it should not damage that entire part of the road constructions. And here the last point of the introduction, that is water which is retained in the pores of the soil mass and on the surface of the soil particles by surface tension and adsorptive forces, which cannot be drained off by normal gravitational methods, and this water is termed as held water in some part of the pavement. So that water which is going to be stagnant at a particular place, it cannot be removed and it cannot be passed from one place to the another place by providing certain slopes, right? So that type of the stored water we can call it as held water, right? So that is how it happens. So if certain undulations are there, so usually crest and trough, so in that cases if water retained at a particular place, so it cannot move from one place to the other move, since it is having the improper slopes to drain off that water. So to avoid these all parts of the problems, we can provide certain proper drainage systems, so that it is going to be helpful to avoid the further consequences. And then the significance of drainage system. So here the excess moisture in the soil subgrade that causes considerable lowering of its stability of the pavement that is likely to fail due to a subgrade failure. So here what they are telling, if the excess moisture which is present in the soil subgrade, so that is again a disadvantage part of that particular material. So that particular material which is having excess moisture, so that is going to be lowering its particular strength of that pavement, right? So that reducing of the strength, reducing of the subgrade strength, that is because of this excess of moisture content which is present in the soil, right? Again that is going to be affect that subgrade layer, and that entire layer which is going to becomes under in damaged part. And then the increase in increase, second point, that is increase in moisture that causes reduction in the strength of many pavement materials like stabilized soil and the water-bound macadam. So here that moisture content, so if the moisture content is present in that particular soil particles, so that time it is going to be reduce that strength of different pavement materials there. Again we need to go for stabilizing of the soil, especially in the water bound macadam. And in some case the soil variations in moisture content that causes considerable variations of flume of subgrade, and this sometimes contributes to the pavement failure also. So you will be having different clays here. So here variations in the moisture content, for example you can take black cotton soil, right? So which is like what, if it is having with a more moisture content, so it is going to be shrinks, and if it is with a less moisture content, or else if it is a dried, so that volume which may get changes. So in the same case, if that whatever the soil we have used in the road constructions, that is made by this, that is with this black cotton soil, so that time with respect to moisture content variations, it is going to be changes its total volume. So when it changes with the total volume, that entire layers it is going to be differentiate with respect to a settlement there, right? So again it leads in the improper drainage system. And here fourth point, one of the most important cause of the pavement failure, that is by the formation of waves and corrugations in flexible pavements, that is due to a poor drainage system. So this is also one of the major reasons, so that is going to be affect that the lifespan of that road. So when we have the so much of undulations in the right of way, that is on the top of the pavement, so in that case that downgrade portions of the road, so where we are having the downward slope motions, so there water which is going to be retained, right? So that time, so that particular part where that stagnant water which is placed on that layer, so that is going to be affect with those particular part of the road pavement. So again it is like what, that is a major disadvantage part. So we need to avoid that undulations which is present on that layer, so just to drain off the rainwater easily. And then the sustained contact of the water with bituminous pavement that causes the failures, that is due to a stripping of the bitumen from the aggregates, like loosening or detachment of some of the bituminous pavement layers and formation of the potholes. So here whatever the materials we have used in the construction of the pavement, that is bitumen, binding material, that is a binding material, and then the aggregate. So in this case, if that bituminous material, right, so that binding material, if it is contact with the water, so that time it may get causes, that is due to a stripping, the separation of the aggregates as well as this bitumen material, right? So again that is like that loosening or detachment of the some of the bituminous pavements layers and formation of the potholes. So when this particular case happens, that is like when this water reacts with the bitumen material, that is a binding material, so that time what it happens, so that stripping process will takes place, that is a separation of bitumen material as well as the coarse aggregate. So when that particular process happens, so that stripping place wherever it got exist, so there we can see the potholes, right? So that is because of what? Improper drainage system. Okay. And then in place of where freezing temperatures are prevalent in winter, and the presence of water in the subgrade and a continuous supply of water from the groundwater, that can cause considerable damage to the pavement due to frost action. So even though where we'll have the maximum temperature variations places, such as you can take the example of Delhi. So even in the winter season you can see the less temperature there, and even in the summer season you can check the maximum temperature there. So that time what it happens, that the presence of the water in the subgrade and a continuous supply of the water from the groundwater, so that particular process, it is going to be cause that certain damages to the pavement, that is because of the first actions in that particular place, right? And the main importance of this highway drainage, so here the importance of the highway drainage, that can be enumerated in so many forms, right? So it removes all the surface and subsurface water that is in the excess of the right way, right? So which is to excess from the right way, that one it can be removed off, right? And the first action, whatever it is caused, that is due to accumulation of water, and that causes the decrements in the durability as well as the strength of the highway pavements, and that mitigating the damage to the pavement, so that is due to a stagnation of water, I mean the continuous storage of the water at that particular place, it is also going to be affect that. So when we have provided the proper drainage systems, we can overcome these all problems, and then we can provide a well maintained highway system to the society. And then which are the requirements of this highway drainage? So what and all we require for to construct the highway drainage system, right? And here the surface water from the carriageway and the shoulder, that should be effectively be drained off without allowing to percolate to the subgrade. So here whatever the water which is comes on the top layer, that is from the right of way, right? And even on the shoulder, so that particular water, it is easily, it has to be drained off, so that it should not reaches to the next layer, and at last the bottommost layer, that is the subgrade. So within reaching to the subgrade, we need to drain off that one, so that it should not react with the subgrade soil there. And then the second point, the surface water from the adjoining land, that should be prevented from the entering the roadway, right? So here whatever the surface water will be there, for example you have constructed a road, and certain hill station is there, so from that particular hill, that water may get drained off, and it can come just over that right of way, right? So for that also we need to prevent that top layer, so that whatever the adjoining land water should come on that road, no, that one we need to avoid just by providing a proper drainage system. Okay. And the side drains, it should have sufficient capacity and a longitudinal slope that to carry away all the surface water collected. So for this we need to collect the maximum rainfall intensity from the different departments, and then we need to provide a proper drainage system there, right? So it should have a certain capacity to withstand, I mean to cover those all rain waters, right? So in some cases we need to provide a proper sloping system, so that with respect to a proper gradient system, that entire water, it has to be easily drained off, right? And then the flow of surface water that crosses the road and shoulders and along the slopes, that should not causes the formation of cross ruts or erosion. So here whatever the adjoining water, it is going to become on that layer of the pavement, so that it should not causes that erosion in the adjoining layers, because when it causes in some way, it is going to be lose that entire property of the sloping system which is provided just beside that road pavement, and then again it is going to be harmful that harmful to that entire construction part. So when the erosion get occurs, it loses that soil, it loses its property, and that particular place it is going to be too weakened, right? So when that certain load is applied on that, the chances of breakages of the road it may get occur. And seepage and other sources of underground water that should be drained off by the surface drainage system. So here seepage and other source of the underground water, that means what might be it comes with the adjoining surface of the water, and might be it has been percolated from the top layers, and might be in some cases it may come from the bottom, that is through the subgrade. So in that case we need to provide that proper seepage, I mean the drainage systems to that, so that no water should get retained on those layers. And here the highest level of groundwater that should be kept well that below the level of the subgrade, preferably by at least 1.2 meter. So here groundwater, what we are going to check, so just about to that 1.2 meter we can construct these roads, okay. And in waterlogged areas the special precautions should be taken, especially in detrimental salts which are present, or if the flooding is likely to occur. So in some cases when you have not provided the proper drainage systems, obviously that drainage system which is going to be affect, and that leads to formation of floods and all, right? So we need to provide a proper drainage systems such that whatever the surface water is there, whatever the runoff water is there, it has to be drained off easily by that drainage system. So we need to design those drainage systems properly such that no water should retain on the surface of the road, okay. And I will watch some video clips that how exactly they have constructed the drainage systems in some areas. So this is the main importance of roadway drainage, or else even the highway drainage also you can call it as, right? So this is in the olden days. You can see how exactly that water has been stored in that layer where that most of the undulations what you can see there. So you can see that how water has been stored in this place. So that continuous stagnant water, if it is a present in in such areas, so that is going to be provide a harmful drainage system. So here you can see, so that whatever the water which is coming here, so you can't see any proper drainage system here, right? So whatever the water which is coming from this particular slope, which is directly going to be affect on this top layers. See, this is how they have provided they are diverting the rainwaters so that it should not affect the top layers. So this is the main chamber of the drainage system. So all the water which is collected on the road surfaces, which is going to be supply and pass through this main drainage system. So you can see here. So in this case, when you have not provided the proper drainage systems, that continuous movement of the water, which is going to be provide a certain cracks on that pavement layers, and it is going to be damaged that entire part of the construction. Right. So in this case, you can't see the proper drainage systems, so that water is going to be stored. So you can see here how that undulations have been formed and how the water is storing at that slope. And here also you can see there is no proper drainage system, and that is going to be affect that entire layers. So here also you can see this, so how exactly they have provided the drainage system so that no water should retain on this layer. So here you can see they have provided the proper drainage systems, so even though with a heavy rainfall you can't see a single drop of water has been stagnant on the road surfaces. So like this they have given the proper chambers, so through this that water has been drained off easily. So you can see the different chambers here. So like that they have provided for every part of the road construction. So this is up to a highway drainage system. That one we have studied in this class, that is significance of highway drainage system, and then which are the main requirements of highway drainage system. Okay, thank you.